Alright. I've been busy. As I stated in that last stream, I crashed my car, so having to figure things out with that, like how to pay for it and how to get a new car. I still don't have a new car, but we're still doing the research and dealing with banks and things and whatnot. A little insight in my life there, but it certainly has caused me to push a little bit harder to try to find a new job as well. And I may have one. It just will eat up pretty much all my time, and you may not get another stream for a while because of it when I start doing that job. But I can't dwell on those things, like I say. On top of that, in terms of the video description, dealing with depression and other things that come along with all the stresses from those events in life. So here we are. So this is the blue-black deck that I drafted. Most expensive thing here is the Digraph Horde for 5, so 16 lands. If I was playing this in paper, I'd probably be running 15 lands, but, hey, I can't deal with that. So we got a few spells. We only got 5. The Delver is really never going to flip, but, he's there. And then you got your Geist Waves, your Skaab Wranglers, 2 of them. And 2 Morbid Opportunists. So, I mean, it's a pretty good deck. Unfortunately, it's 3 and 2. And it's probably going to stay 3 and 2, but let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Then we can get a fresh draft in. Good old fresh draft for you guys. But yeah, it's one of those things where it turns out the American job market is an interesting place. And much of it is, like, underpaying. Oh, great, we got paired against a diamond opponent. How lovely. But yeah, underpay for... I'm going to keep this. So we have a curve. 1, 2, 3, one way or the other. So, I'm keeping it. Yeah, underpay, long hours, things like that. I'm definitely not happy with the opportunity that's fallen into my lap, but supposedly it'll pay well. It's just a matter of putting up with all the long hours and things. I'm gonna get the Vengeful Strangler out. I can't block anyway. Like, I want to keep the Delver. Sure. Then the Vengeful Strangler is gonna attach to one of their creatures, so whatever. Boop, boop. If I flip it, well, it doesn't matter. But if I did flip it tonight, then he'd get a +1/+1 counter. Alright. So be it. Yep. Reveal that. Can't cast it anyway. Place a counter. The Festival Charger is not going to get any bigger than 3. So I'm not worried about that. Okie dokie. You got it, boss. I'm not worried about Devious Cover Up. Whatever 4-drop they want to cast, they have. That's fine. So they're going to exile something from our yard. Sure, Defenestrate. TS to attack us. Oop. I don't care if they attack with that thing. Alright. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap it down. Boop. You gotta cast a spell. A spell which I will counter, otherwise we just bounce. Okay. Fading Hope I really don't care about, but sure. But I at least deny you a scry. Yep. And all he cares about is that he grew his team, which, again, whatever. Sure. Alright. Boop. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, you kill it. I wasn't going to replay the... do that. Do that. The reason I countered the Fading Hope is just because I didn't want to have to replay the Scott Wrangler knowing that I had the Devious Cover Up and whatnot, so it was just the smarter play. I have a Death Toucher, but that's your business. Still have a Death Toucher. Okay. Chip in for 1. Whee! Chip in for 1. Chip in for 1. By making that a 5/3, it's at least harder to kill. So be it. But you had to use it on a Bat Whisperer. Of all creatures. And now we just tap it down and swing for lethal. Oops. Tap. Tap, tap, taparoo. And whoop. I'm pretty sure that's 7, so whatever they may or may not have. I mean, we got 7 just in this clump of hobbling zombie, bat, decayed. Oh, okay. I don't care enough. But again, as I already calculated, there's 7 there, despite the bounce. That they were splashing, or at least using those stupid 4-drops to get blue mana, which that's not a good strategy, I don't think, but lucky us for beating an opponent who was ranked higher than us, which never happens on Arena. I mean, it does, but it's few and far between. If I'm honest. This is fine. I would like us to draw another land, but this is fine. This is fine. Well, thanks for still following us, Bing Cortana and Shy Puff. I've just been having a rough go of it. Not so much in the game, just in life. The game's the game. So, much appreciative. We got the lands. Now we got the 2-1. 2-1 can't block though, so. Nothing we can do about that. Boop. I poke you. I don't poke you. I should have played the opportunist. Oh well. You don't see the blue-green deck that often, so it's not like I got a great read. Because it's like, oh, you know, yeah, that's gonna happen. I see. It's great. I mean, cover-upping just to get a card back is not good, but playing this for no value isn't good either. It's a 4-2, and I can't block on the ground in the air anyway, unless I can do damage to him. Oh, shoot. That is 3 creatures, and they didn't pump. We're not dead in the air, but we're certainly not in a good position either. Decline. I don't need to replay that. But that gives him the extra 2 power to punch through, yep. Yep, and you can pump your Snarling Wolf, but I couldn't do anything, so. It didn't matter where we went. We were dead anyway. And now they're just gonna sit and wait, expecting us to concede. I'd like to see my life total go down to 0. Because if you're gonna sit and wait, I can win on timeout. Except not really, because it just passes the turn with those attacks being what they are. So I think this is just okay. I was like, if they're just being a troll, then they can be a troll, but that's kind of a troll move. To be like, well, it's like, yeah, I'm dead. I can see that I'm dead. You don't need to, unless they went for P, and then it's like knowing that they won. I mean, yeah, you basically get your buy-in back. That's the good news, because 14 is just a loss of 100. The house still wins, you know. It's like that's not a profit. Let's be honest here. But it's something. Green tends to be open, and white tends to be open. Those are kind of the two colors, but those are perhaps the weakest colors in yield in a Strahd Midnight Hunt. You tell me. Oh, I'm dropping frames apparently today. I don't think I was dropping frames necessarily last time, but I will at least close out of a few things here. Because maybe. I don't need Internet Explorer open. Okay. Morbid Opportunist is very good. So I'm probably just going to take the Opportunist. I mean, it's card draw. Opportunist is like a mythic. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm going to get to back that up. And I do just want to take the Moonrager Slash. It's one of those things where it's like, you know it's stupid. Like, it's not the right pick in the pack. You know what I'm saying? But you do it because you're like, it's removal, it's not bad, and it's just something to have there in your back pocket. I mean, if you have to pivot into red, you at least have a Moonrager Slash to help you pivot into red. Take the Siege Zombo. Well, the Siege Zombo is very good with that Cathar. Take the other Siege Zombo. So the fact that we got that Siege Zombie late is actually pretty good. Good sign that not a lot of people are in black. Or at least the one person who's in black is not quite sure of it. Which I will take. I mean, I took this guy over the hobbles, but in hopes that we get another hobbles. Because I mean, if we are black white, Silversmith is a good card. And then yeah, it's a bolt. It's a bolt for 3 or a bolt for 1, which is what we like to call in Magic a bolt. Because bolt is 1 red. Ho ho! And it's a common, so you could play it in Pauper Burn. No, I don't like Trapper, so I'm just gonna take. Well, actually, Mentor is I think the pick. Just in terms of the pack, I'm like that's the pick, but it's one I'm not sold on. But I shall take it. Dos Interloper. Yep. Good old Clarion Cathars, or Coven in a Can, is one way to think about him. Now, I may not see this Diagraph Horde, but I'm definitely not going to see this Sun Gold Sentinel. So, do we go so far as to pick a Diagraph Horde, pack 2, pick 1, or do we just take the rare because it's on color? I'm going to take the rare, but I'm going to feel bad about it. I mean, for the most part, the fact that we got 1, 2, 6 black cards out of a potential 15 cards, I mean, that's not like that looks pretty good for us in the color black. I take the rare here just because it's on color, and if we need it, like if we don't have anything, or I mean, this only triggers once, but still, if it's on the battlefield, I mean, we can wipe the board and get a card, which could be the card that we need in a situation. Like it's like you wipe the board and then you draw a creature, and it's like, okay, bam, I have a creature and you don't. But if there's enough creatures on the battlefield, you can cast it for 2. It's also when you then suicide your whole board into your opponent's board, and then they're like, "What are you doing?" And either they don't block or they block poorly, and you just are like, "Haha, gotcha." Yeah, I kind of figured we aren't going to see that Digraph Horde again, but it's a common. Hopefully, we see one. It's a card I'm fond of because it's a Grave Titan. Alas, the Decayed Zombies can't block, but we'll see what I can do here, if anything. If anything. Alright. Nope, 4-drop is better. Unfortunately, it skews the yield curve here. I'm going to take the Flesh Taker. Positively. Boo! That's my werewolf. The Shady Traveler. He's shady. Slim Shady. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 2 trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. 14, so that's a decent creature count. Again, I just like a Digraph Horde, something that's going to make more, make some tokens on entry. Crawl from the cellar. Oh, that's good. Sorry, Champion of the Perished wins. On that debate, because 2 zombies here, 2 zombies there that make zombies, and we can always sack to the Flesh Taker. That's a good rare. Very good, sir. That is a removal spell. We're not in blue, so not an issue here. I'm going to take the No Way Out just because it gets a zombie. Because now I'm like pivoting into zombie tribal as best as possible. I mean, we're still limited, but it's like, yeah, I mean, as I say, as best as possible with what's available to us. I didn't see any morning patrols, I think is what it's called. Or maybe I'm mixing both halves of the card. Because I'm probably mixing both halves of the card. Vault Progress, yeah, I guess, but that's a 3/2 lifelinker, and that's card draw. We're at 16 creatures. I'll take the card draw. Blade Brand if I need it. Outlaw if I need it. There's a Digraph Horde. Bingo. Bingo bongo. I'm playing it. I'm not playing it. There's an Ecstatic Awakener again. I'm not playing it. And the Awakener is better for us than the Bat Whisperer. That makes a zombie. So I'll take it, but I may not play it. Blessed Defiance. Take it, but may not play it. Blood Pact. Probably going to take out an Interloper. And then just say 16 lands. Which Arena likes to say 16 lands. What? Now you're never going to draw a land. Or you're only going to draw lands, because that's how Arena is flippin' programmed. I guess we skew more to the black, but I think 16 is fine. Or 8-8 for 16 is fine. Is what I'm trying to say. Because once we get on 3, we need to have a black mana. Like, all of our 3-drops are black. But on 1, we just need a black or a white and one of these creatures, and we'll be alright. So it's not like we need to do too much in that regard. And like I say, I think the Vampire Interloper is what I'm going to cut. Because that nets you a 1-1. That's 2 bodies in 1. That's fine. He's double strike, so yeah, you like that. That's counters, and that's a werewolf. So, yeah. As much as some kind of... I may not be... I'm a little unsure about the No Way Out, but it is a zombie for the purposes of the Champion of the Perished. If I have Champion of the Perished. That's a big if. You know, you're not always going to get him down on 1. We're not playing 4, after all. So the odds of getting it in your opening hand are low. Oh, I didn't even see what the little arena prompt there was. I think it said something like 4 lands is like a keepable hand. Or up to 4, maybe. 4 seems a bit much. 3 to me is more realistic. This is fine. We can play the Sun Gold Sentinel, and then if we get another land, we can just like No Way Out them for no reason. How lovely. Sure, enjoy your clue. I believe it's an attack trigger, not a deal combat. Oh, okay, that's a combat trigger. But you know what? We didn't give him a card. That's all I care about. But we do desperately need a land. Can I play these 3 cards? Yes. But I can't play them very consistently or very well. Yep, you get a card. Thankfully, Revolt is not in this format. I'm going to give it Vigilance. And then I can pay 2 mana? 2 mana. Nope, I have better things to draw than that card. Give it Vigilance, make it bigger. If I draw land, then I can quickly exile whatever disturbed card they put in their yard. And just go straight to the yard. It's not discarded, so I don't think the Shipwreck Sifters triggers. Yeah. So it's just there. And bingo! Get that out of there. Alright. I'm not going to compete against a 4-4 in the air. I'm going to let him attack. That's fine. Ow. It hurts. It hurts, alright. A morning patrol. See, this is where something like the Vanquish the Horde may be bad, because they have the ability to bring that back. Like, if I was to wipe the board here, which, you know, is somewhat ideal, then they still have a creature with which they can. So it was a land, okay. Cool. I'm not desperate enough to... Yeah, whatever. You know, that may be a mistake, but let's see. Because that's 4, 8... Oh, they do have 12. Oh, but they're blocking, so that's fine. And choosing to block, it's now 6, 8, 10. So we live... And I guess had I swung with the zombies, but it's fine. Unless that's a pump spell for 2 mana. Or for 2 power. Yeah, no, okay, we take 4. Owie! Bring back the disturbed creature. Good, 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 good. And hope it's not a counterspell. I'm going to do that just to force the tap. Because that's going to force the tap. Potentially. I think they're dead if they do tap, though. So... So we're alright seeing what they traded for. The Arcade triggers do make the Vanquish cost a little bit more, but again, let's see. 1 there, sure. 1 there, sure. 1 there, sure. It costs 3. And the number that it shall cost is 3. So do we just wipe? Yeah, let's just wipe. It's the safe thing. I can't deal with the flyer realistically, so better to be safe. Oh, they got a disturb card. Goody. We do have a Blood Pact in our deck. So we can force them to draw 2 cards and die. Block, 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 block. Yep. Yep. I can make the champion big, but I'd rather make this trade happen, or lack thereof happen. Because what's going to happen here is the Death Touch. Alright, so you're going to shrink a dude. You're going to make it so the Death Touch doesn't happen yet. Okay. Alright. I still get a 2/2 out of that exchange. And I get to scry a land to the bottom. Now my Flesh Taker is trading for that. And once again, that's 2 lands to the bottom, and there's a Blood Pact in here somewhere. So again, we can make them lose on Blood Pact. That tells me they didn't draw a creature. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's try 1. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Because I don't have to lose anything necessarily. How about that? Alright, well. What's a 1/1 human token? In turn. Oh, I don't remember Startle giving you a body, but okay. Well, now they gain 2 life, so that makes life a little more difficult. But the 2/2 can't block. So, let's see. I mean, so long as we can keep the pressure on with this Flesh Taker being able to keep, you know, thumping against them, I think we're alright. And this is a 3/3, so again, it can thump against a decent amount of what they've been throwing at us. I mean, that's a 2/1. That's a 1/2. I mean, okay, the Johnyard's a 3/6, and the Carriage is a 4/4, but most of what we've seen out of their deck has pretty low power. Okay, there's a 3/3. So the 3/3 can't thump as well as we'd like. Or we can't thump as well as we like against the 3-3. Because we do lose... It either trades with the Cathar or we get it with the Fleshtaker, but it's not ideal in that regard, and they didn't hit. So we know they didn't hit. That counts for something. So again, let's see how they declare these blocks. So they'd rather trade off. That's fine. Like, I'm okay with the trading off. Cool. Works for me. I meant to actually sack the hobbling zombie, but it's fine. That was a punt on my part. And we still have twice the life total of them. And let's see what our deck holds. Probably a land right here. Oh, no, an Ecstatic Awakener. Okay. Geist Wave. Okay. Bounce. Hobbles is back. Awakener is now on the field. And your 2-2 can't block. Okay, you now have a different 2-2, which brings a buddy, but still you have 2 2-2s that can't block and 1 2-2 that can block. How many times can you say 2-2? 2-2-2-2-2-2-2. Perhaps the reason why they have so many 2-2s is because we're playing against former NHL player Jordan 2-2. There we go. Yes, there was a hockey player whose last name was 2-2. Block, 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 block. I think you have to block the Awakener, but if you want to block... Yeah, okay. I was like, if you want to block the hobbles, that is all you. And a Siege Zombie. So we're keeping the pressure on. Oh, and they scooped. Because we did a good job of keeping the pressure on. I do think not sacking the hobbles, though, to the Fleshtaker when we had the chance was a bit of a punt on my part. Just a little one. Just a little one. It was a punt, but a small one at that. Sorry, let me do my mastery tree. Ooh. Except I should be doing the white cards because we have a white deck. But I just do suggest pick. So look at this, fast forward. Getting my extended art styles. We got the Farmhand and we got Homestead Courage. Well, Homestead Courage is in our deck. And then no Beggar, no Intrepid Advisor, and no Curse of Silence. Curse of Silence being here as an extended art is, if you ask me, is stupid. I haven't even looked at... Well, I probably did look at the Mastery Tree at some point. But, looking at it now, it's like, that's a horrible card. Okay, so it's white and red are my goals. It's good if Storm were a deck, and maybe it is in Standard, I don't know. I mean, you have Brienne, I want to say, is the one who gives you a red mana for every... It's not Magna. Magna gets you treasure every time a dwarf attacks. But, yeah, it's like she gives you red mana. So I was able to, like... It was janky, but it was still a Storm deck in the last Standard, because Ikoria had the Song of Creation, and Song of Creation was Temur and a colorless, but every time you cast a spell, you'd draw 2 cards, but you had to discard your hand at the end of the turn. So you draw your whole deck and then play a Thassa's Oracle and win. It was janky. But you could play an additional land every turn, so you'd sit there with like 14 lands. It didn't play Genesis Ultimatum, although it probably should have. Just because you could Ultimatum then into your combo. You know, drop a couple Song of Creations, lose your hand, and then be like, yeah, I got you. Interloper. A witch. We found a witch. May we burn her? Well, how do you know that she's a witch? Well, she's got a bunch of candles around her. It's a pretty good indication. I'm not walking into that one. If you got something that's going to be like, you know, behold. Because I now have this pump spell for my Candlegrower Witch. It's like, why would I trade off my Morbid Opportunist for that? I would not. It would still be lethal to Nebelgast, but it would be a good trade, if you ask me. If they had the Nebelgast to trade with the Interloper. Like, that's not the worst trade in the world. Gonna go there. Gonna work on my 10-edge body. Alright, do that. Yep, sure. And he's awake. He went tonight so he could draw a card. Okay. Alright. Sure. Let's just see how they declare blocks. It's not ideal, but let's just see how they declare blocks. Because we can always... I mean, blowing up the upper... Okay, that's actually fine, because that's lethal. Yeah. Like, I don't get a card. Well, I still get a card off the ability, but I don't get a card, per se. Okay, you're still taking 6. Geist Wave, I guess. I don't know what they're debating here. Yippee. Yep, it's a Geist Wave. How about that? Bam. Okay. I'm not incentivized to sacrifice my Interloper just to kill one of their creatures, because none of their creatures have flying. Okay. I'm still going to be hitting you for 3 a turn here. You still don't have Coven. And even so, you can't use Coven defensively because Coven is an offensive ability. Cool. You draw a card. I play a Plains. And I can Blood Pact you to make you die. So, I will instead do that. And then do that. And then I have 3 in the air. So again, unless you are going to do some sort of whatever shenanigans, I'm rather confident that I can do this. The thing about white decks too is you don't necessarily want to give them a Blessed Alliance, which is an out. So if they have a Blessed Alliance, we can just throw it on the stack. You annoy me so. Yeah. Draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Playing with our food a little bit, but I'd rather do that than... And actually, Blessed Alliance still wouldn't matter because they go to 0 before they can cast Blessed Alliance. Before it would resolve. In terms of combat damage. My phrasing is off there, but hopefully you guys get it. Like, they cast Blessed Alliance with Blood Pact on the stack. They can cast Blessed Alliance in response, but combat damage wouldn't happen. So they wouldn't gain the life back. It would have to be Elixir of whatever, like the one that's been printed in God knows every standard. It rotated out with M21, but it's something like that. That's fine. We can cast the Flesh Taker. I will click keep, but give me 10 seconds to... I believe it's M21, but it's going to bug me if I don't. It's one of those stupid commons that is out there, and it was... There's one... I want to say it was an Amonkhet, but that one had cycling. But it's that standard white common that you get through, dang near everything. And it's the instant gain 3 life draw card. It is called, using a TCG sorting, Revitalize. So Revitalize is is what they would have needed to have. And yeah, there's a version of it in Amonkhet with cycling. But when you cycle it, you gain like 2. But at any rate, they would have had to have instant life gain, which I don't think there's any instant life gain in Innistrad Midnight Hunt other than Blessed Alliance or whatever it's called. The one that is, or Defiance. I think it's Blessed Defiance. Blessed Alliance is, I want to say, Eldritch Moon. With the weird kicker on it. I'm okay with that. Alright. You're not going to block. You're just trying to get Coven going by playing a 1-1, which is an interesting way of getting Coven going, because then I can just make my Awakener 2-2. As things currently stand, that Flesh Taker is going to stand in the way. And go, look at me, I'm a Flesh Taker. I'm a ball. With creepy, creepy art. It's a human that's wearing the head of a cat, well, of a bull. Female cows don't grow horns. Female deer occasionally do, though. FYI. Yep, it won't untap. Cool. Saw that coming a mile away. I'd rather play out the Traveler than the Hobbles, because Traveler's got Menace. So it's like, alright, you make your Contortionist bigger and keep the Flesh Taker tapped down, or you play a card, and this has Menace. So it'll get through most of your blockers. Excellent. Ooh, I can do some things, but I don't know how I want to play it out. If I make that a 3/4, he can put all of his stuff into the Flesh Taker. Although the Flesh Taker can just sack the Ecstatic Awakener and just say the hell with it. But the Awakener, being the Awakener, can also be a 4/4, which then becomes a 5/5. I have Acid Reflex. Sorry about the hiccups, guys. We have options. We do have options here. And I'm tempted to just kind of swing out and see where the blocks lie. But, okay. Yeah. So let's see where the blocks kind of go here. Worst case, I can Faithful Absence and just blow up a creature, then our creatures live. But the Menace on the Traveler is kind of disadvantageous for them, because they'd be putting both things in there, and then it's like, alright, I can easily sack to the Ecstatic Awakener. If they put everything in the Flesh Taker, well, I'll probably just kill something, by which I mean the Bird Admirer, and the Flesh Taker just kills the Contortionist. If they go after the Awakener, I probably just sack the Shady Traveler to the Awakener. So they went after Flesh Taker. Yep. Okay. Yeah, none of these blocks were good for them. So, cool. I kill that. They get a clue. And that's how we handle it. Was it the most efficient thing? The most efficient thing, I guess, is still playing that Homestead Courage. But on something. But I'm trying to play it safe here. We have nothing... we have things to gain in terms of being aggressive and doing that, but blue can bounce with Revenge of the Drowned, whatever I put the counter on. Right now, none of the targets are good, but if you're going to Revenge of the Drowned, say the Flesh Taker, it's like, whatever. It's a 2-power creature. 2-mana, 2-power creature. Ecstatic Awakener can deal 4, yes. It can deal 5 if I use this Homestead Courage on it. And then Shady Traveler can deal... If you don't cast anything and it goes to night, it can deal 5. Okay. Choosing to kill the Shady Traveler. That's fine. You know what? That's fine. And I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity just to get a scry out of it. And that's a land, so I'll take that. Like, a land is good for us. Because here we go. Bang, bang. Ka-tunk, ka-tunk. I was working in the lab late one night when I stole the flesh off a bull I raised or something, I don't know. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. Ecstatic Awakener. I'm becoming, one with the demon. Woo! Amalgam. Mill 3. Okay. Choosing yourself. Well, you lost some good cards doing that, my friend. 3 power is good. Not great, but good. Whatever happened? My Transylvania twist. It's now the mash. It's now the monster mash. The monster mash. Again, there's not much to be gained. I'm just going to do that. Because my plan... I mean, you tap something down, that's fine. If that's how you want to, like, if you want to tap and draw, like, keep this down, and then it's like, okay, I'm only facing 3 creatures, I can block one. Well, I just sack and then slam for 5, and so I have lethal. By spreading my 1/1 counters everywhere. 1/1 counter central. Oh, please. A news story here that says that, oh, there's a wildfire that's threatening Ronald Reagan's, you know, farmer property. And here's the thing, like, this is not the first time. If for those of you that are familiar with California, and certainly the fact that we have wildfires this time of year and over the summer. I mean, we had some bad ones this summer, but at any rate, it's one of those things where it's like, that's not the first time that a wildfire has threatened the Reagan household. That's not an instant, is it? No. You intrigue me. But okay. What are you doing? Geist Wave? Revenge of the Drowned? Okay, because I'm like, yeah, depending on the target, I can sack and flip that. And probably still have lethal on you. Probably still have lethal. Because, anyway, there was, I think it was 2019, the big one in Southern California, maybe it was 2020. The past couple of years have kind of run together in an awkward fashion where I don't know what's going on anymore. Just in terms of my memory, because we were stuck at home for so long, and it's like, oh, now I can go out and play. Wee. But anyway, so as a result, I don't remember like every wildfire, and there's been one dang near every year for the past 3 years here in California. So, yeah, just stating that. But again, I think it was 2019. There was a big fire that threatened the Reagan Library. So it's like, oh, great, another one's threatening the Reagan Library. I mean, I don't care. I do not care about Ronald Reagan's property, but it is a big, or former property. He's dead. So his estate / his son, I guess. But his son is an atheist, so it's not like his son believes in what his father was preaching, so to speak, as president of the United States. I'm just going to get Flesh Taker out there. I mean, it's a 2/2. Sure. Okay. That doesn't do anything unless you're playing a haste creature. Okay. I have a 2/2 Death Touch. You can tap it down, but then again, my 2/2 has all sorts of blocking capability here. Alright, let's see. Okay, I'm actually kind of fine with that. The 2/2 Decayed won't do anything. Well, that's a removal spell, so here we go. One 3 blocker is one thing. Sure, you got Coven. You won't have Coven very long. If I have anything to say about it. Exile that. I'm kind of okay with that. Okay. I'm especially okay with that. I can actually use this defensively, blow up my own token, and then... Well, hello. Hell no. You got a tree folk. I can't do much to deal with that tree folk, but I don't have to deal with a Renin 6 now. And I'd like not to deal with a Renin 6. Thank you very much. Or a Renin 6 token for that matter, but yeah, that's gonna hurt. I don't want to block it. Ay, 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 ay. Yeesh. Ouch. Ouch. So they got reach all covered. Well, might as well draw some cards. Let's see what we can get. Do we get a chump blocker? Nope, just a bunch of lands. That was not quite helpful. We did also cast a spell, though, so at least it doesn't go tonight. That's a positive. I fear for combat tricks when it comes to that. The Renin 6. Tree folk here. We do have another Eaten Alive if we can find it. I don't have Coven, so... That doesn't help me in the Coven... The quest for Coven. But it has First Strike, for what it's worth. Yeah, you're going to tap something down and force me into a chump block, which I won't want to do. But, okay. Yeah, Renin 6 is Renin 6. We had the removal spell, we just didn't... You know, it's still a giant flippin' tree that we can't do anything about. Alright. Well, if they have it, they have it. But here we go. Like, I have to have a chump blocker anyway. But any chump blocker gets tapped down, so I guess that's also kind of dumb. Yep, nope. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Drew land. Yep, Renin 6 won them that game. Welcome to Renin 6. It's a good card. Sorry, it's Renin 7. I just caught myself doing that. I think I've already done it like 10 times, so apologies. Renin 7. There's one integer difference there. Speaking of Renin 7 Avatar. Just to remind me of my mistake. Or to haunt me further. I'm just going to be lying in bed and go, oh, Renin 7, no, no. It doesn't matter, but I'll cast it. If they have Fade, whatever it's called, but the Fading Glory or the Fade this, it's the 1 blue. But if they wanted to bounce like a 1/1, then yeah, we can just recast the 1/1. I'm not freaking out about that. Not freaking out about that at all. We play Hobbles, and then if we draw a land, we play Clarion Cathars on 4 and No Way Out on like 5 when it's more impactful. Because it doesn't do anything right now. The Suspicious Stowaway can't be blocked, so I can't do much about that. Not gonna freak out. So they they draw a card, but they have to discard one. That's the rules. Sorry, you played a creature with a rummage effect. The price you pay, but we can't do much about it. So here we are. Alright. Well, we didn't draw the land. That thing's got first strike, but whatever. Now I will just kind of throw out them to be more efficient with our mana. I will just kind of throw that the counter on the Flesh Taker because it's a Flesh Taker. And Flesh Taker, because of its sack ability, is like, alright, I don't mind making a giant Flesh Taker. There we go. That's not bad. Unfortunately, that is first strike. This is a 4/3. Baneblade Scoundrel. So let's go full screen for a second. Sorry. I don't stream in full screen typically. It's easier to monitor chat and talk to you guys. So like Shypuff and the other lady. I'm sorry. I know I'm on the clock here, but it's just easier to talk to you guys. So, Atin. So it's Atin right now. We lost our other. But anyway, I'm going to stay full screen for just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. I think I'm going to run out the Clarion Cathar. It nets us a couple bodies. I can't do much in terms of the first strike on the first / double strike on the dual craft trainer, but we'll let them keep rummaging. There's not much I can do about that. Again, they have to deal with the Flesh Taker, so they may just chump block it. Eaten Alive. That's a card. Okay. But Let us roll with the Flesh Taker and see what happens. Okay, they're going with that. Fine. I'm not going to sack anything to that. You do get it back. Sack a creature. Yeah, we need that land. I mean, we need a swamp more than we need a plains, but we need 5 lands. So it's okay. Like, I'll take it. I'll deal with the 2-1 for striking flyer. Like, we have enough life here that that's alright. Like, it's not a big to do. If they want to thwack us every turn for like 3 in the air. Well, 3 every turn, 2 in the air, 1 from the just stupid stowaway. That's annoying me. But there's nothing I can do about that stowaway. Because I wasn't going to use Eaten Alive on the stowaway. Removing the first striker is better for us. Because we have a 2/2 Death Toucher. We have another 3/3. It's okay if they trade for something. Anything. Alright. Oh, and farmhand. Lovely. Alright. Alright, yep, give me my turn. I don't think No Way Out is the play. I mean, I'll offer it up. I'll let the trade happen. That's not an issue. Sure. I'm okay with that. If the strategy is that, oh, we'll let that happen because, I have this bounce spell or something, then okay. That's kind of what I predicted. Alright. We're pinched on mana, but what are you gonna do? So he comes back out to play. Yep. I mean, they're churning through their deck, so credit to them. Like, Suspicious Stowaway is doing what it's supposed to do, and I can't interact with it. It also makes this No Way Out a bad card. I mean, for us. So... not much I can do here. Because, I mean, it's rummaging, so, I mean, the cards that they're keeping are arguably better, so maybe I should just throw the No Way Out there, but it's not like I'm going to be pitching anything of particular value. They don't have Coven. They need to get Coven. They can do that. Play this dude. I don't want to highlight it too much because I don't want to give them ideas. But a second Organ Hoarder. Okay. It's not a human, it's a zombie. Oh, shit. Well, we have the board. Well, eventually we have the board wipe. Alright, just pitch your 2 cards because I don't want to. That may be a mistake where it may be just run the giant creature out for the sake of keeping pressure on, but I can't do much. I can't put too much pressure on them with the Scab Wrangler. The Scab Wrangler can keep that Flesh Taker tap down all day. And the Scab Wrangler does turn on Coven for them. Well, they're letting me attack, so I will attack. Yes. But I know what I desperately need to scry to the top. If I can scry it to the top. It's a big if. I don't care. Let the trade happen. But are you gonna... If you put your Organ Hoarder in front of my Flesh Taker, you force the trade. How interesting. I can only do it twice. But that's 6 damage, so... Alright. Let's go. Gain life, scry. So there's the second swamp. So I'm going to take the second swamp just because I can play 2 creatures. And then it becomes a matter of, alright, you know, let's do what we can do here. 2 more damage would have just taken them to 5. So I'm not freaking out about that. Sure, tap down the Luminarch Veteran. I don't care. Yes. So my board's tapped down and can't block. Sure. The more at the same time, the more creatures they potentially play out, especially out of their graveyard, the better the board wipe that we have in our deck becomes. Now they're not playing that way, so great. They're going to put a counter on the Stowaway, so the Stowaway can do 2, I presume. Yep, and a counter on the lifelinking creature. However, they just killed their own Coven. So that, if you ask me, was a mistake. Draw, discard, yes, yes, yes. Sure. So now they can't flip this farm hand. So even though it's a lifelinker, they don't benefit from the life link unless they have a 1 power, a 0 power, or a 4 power. So I don't think that was the correct placement of the counter. I probably would put it on the Organ Hoarder because then I have to sack 2 creatures to not trade. Otherwise, the Flesh Taker trades with the Organ Hoarder. I think that's what I would have done, personally. That's why you watch these streams, you know, to learn how to play Magic. And if you already know how to play Magic, then thanks. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for supporting me. There's no 2-mana counterspell. There is a 2-mana Geist Wave, but no counterspell. It's daytime. Tap down what you want to tap down. Again, I'm at 25 life, so I'm not... Oop, oop. That was an accident. That was a big oops. So, I meant to keep one of those back in order to, well, that's fine. But in order to to tap the siege zombie. So, problems with spacebar. Sorry. Hit spacebar just one too many times there. I'd rather ping for one than hit for two and lose the creature. But here we go. So I scribed at the top. They're going to mill me, maybe? Yep. That's quite alright. That's still a 3 power, so Coven's not active. Sure. I can block, I don't think I want to, because I'm at 25. Use my life total as a resource here, and just say, and just say, oops, I take 5, Alright. You're drawing through your deck. Your graveyard is there. I don't care. Sure. I still have 3. So. They can gain 4 if they play their cards right. They did not. I don't care. Do what you're gonna do. Yep, draw, discard. Tap or bounce, tap or bounce, tap or bounce, tap or bounce. Borrowed time, eh? Well, nothing I can do about that, so. Alright. I gain a life. Now they have Coven. Good to know. Go to 4. We're not dead. We do gain enough life that it's not an issue. There may be something to be said for just killing the lifelinker and saying, alright, I dare ya. Yeah. So, I'm going to do that. That's my way of saying, I dare ya. I double dare ya. That's going to be 1 damage anyway in the air, so I'm not interested in that. You're going to tap me down. Sure. But we're now at a stage where you're at 3 and can't gain any life. So I think I'm okay with that, because 5, 5, so 10, 12, 13. If they don't have a pump spell, we live a turn, and can potentially get lethal on the crackback. This tells me they have a pump spell. Yep, they do. Okay, so that's lethal. So be it. Like, I played that. I think we played that pretty well. We just got, we made them have to have it, and they had it. And they've been filtering through their whole deck the game, so it makes sense that they would have had it. But it was one of those things where we were playing on one swamp for a long time, and that was difficult. And the board wipe was in there, but we just didn't draw it. But by keeping their creatures in the yard, not pulling them out, they pulled out the backside of the bait hook angler. They didn't pull out the backside of the griff thing. They didn't pull out the backside of the chaplain. And I think using the Eaten Alive to deny lifelink was the play there. Now maybe I should have just held back blockers and just been like, okay, I can now block and do stuff, and that was the smarter play than just draining them down to 3, but I don't think it mattered that much. Because again, we're not talking about... We're talking about the edges, it's like we lost on the edges there. Because the Scob Wrangler was kind of what did us in. And it was one of those things where it's like, it just took the, a 1% here, a 2% there, and they had / they had the counter spell they needed, or the pump spell they needed. If it was a control matchup, counter spell, but it's the same difference. Same terminology, different day. That's fine. Blue-green is going to have a difficult time. They can tap things down, but I'm confident in our ability, because it's like, okay, they play a land, they play a creature, they get their hand down to 5, cool. And then we make them discard and get a zombie and stuff. So they pitch some cards. And if if they don't block or they block, I mean, presumably it's got, like, you put the bird collector in front of the 3/3, but then your 1/3, yeah. So we're not incentivized. So I just draw out the Luminarch Veteran and call it a day. Hum diddly hum 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 hum. It's a Luminarch Veteran. It's just a 1/1, but it is a card. And we have about 5 zombies. The odds that we draw them are low, but I mean, if the Digraph Horde comes off the top here, I mean, that's instantly becomes a 6/6. Nope, it's a wolf. A wolf of Wall Street. Block, blockety block. Block, blockety block. Okay. Mill 3 cards. Works for me. It's a 3/4, the backside of that. Oh, how fun. It's a 2/2. I do believe is what that shrinks it to anything to. But if you target the... If I draw the right zombie, that Champion of the Paris gets pretty big. Still 3/3, but it loses its ability. Ba-doop. I'm only incentivized to make that attack if I have the Flesh Taker online. Because the 5/5 can step in front of the 4/3, and it can step in front of the 3/3. It's if it becomes blocked to each creature block. Oh, I guess that's not the worst thing in the world, but oh well. You'd still have Coven, no matter where you put it. Okay. So their creatures are a little bit bigger than we'd like them to be, admittedly. Just a sliver too big. It would still trade, but he'd probably just put that in front and be like, oh, I'm fine trading that off. Good for you. And it's like, yeah, probably. We have a board, though. And therein lies the issue. Like, one card in hand, we have the board advantage. But I really would like to draw an Eaten Alive to get rid of that sludge monster. Or at the very least, well, anything to remove the sludge monster just so I can turn the Flesh Taker back on. Because if the Flesh Taker is on, I can sacrifice the Hobbling Zombie to make the champion bigger, and then it's a 5/5. So it's like, then I can at least thwack in with 2 5/5s and be like, okay, I have 2 5/5s. What's the score here? There we go. Okay. I'm going to sack a creature. I'm going to sack Hobbles. Now I'm turned back on, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Let's go. Poor choice of words, mind you, because it's like, oh, he's turned on, people watching. No. I'm saying the Flesh Taker is active again because I can use the sludge. Woo! Hoocha. Okay, Wowza. Okay. I guess I do it like that. I don't think I can get to 14, but sure. I don't want that plains. That's 5. I certainly don't need the Luminarch Veteran anymore. I don't want that plains. What part of I don't want that plains don't you understand? So that's 5, that's 9. Alright. You know what? Why not? No. And if I do one more, I get to keep my Flesh Taker. Sure. Like, was that necessarily the smartest thing in the world? No, but I got to blow up his board. Okay, you consider. And I kill it. By putting the removal spell on top, I just kill it. The Baneblade Sentinel will trade with the Crossroads, yep. Boop. FYI. Through card advantage sake, we kind of lose, but I don't know what the hell else they have. Okay, a 2-2, but the 2-2 can't block. Well, can't really. Oh, and a 2-3. Well, well, well. Okay. Pow. At 10, Shy Puff, thank you very much for being here the whole time. Bing Cortana, welcome back. Imali Twitch, hey. Imali Twitch, thank you. Victory number 4, I think, if I was keeping track. And I'm not, but... Yep, victory number 4. I was like, and I'm not keeping track. So we got our buy-in back, effectively, at 14. And yes, you don't hear the sound, because welcome back to my browsing the internet moment while it pairs me. Because he's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone. All alone to a time in need. Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course. Alright. I'm a big hockey fan. What do you all think? You know, the season's back. Vegas Golden Knights won last night. I hate the Golden Knights. I wish they would lose, but hey, the GMs and or board of governors or whatever voted to let that draft happen. The way in which it happened gave Vegas, just a hell of a team compared to what the average expansion team would have. I don't mind rolling out Champion of the Parish. If I can get another Swamp, Oh, we dropped a couple frames there, I'm sure. But if I can get another swamp, then it's fine. Because another swamp and I can do meh. Well, I can do meh. And then I can do meh meh. But, nah. Not interested in that. Oh, gain 3 life. Cool. So that keeps him in the game. Human Cleric. Siege Zombie. Gain a life. Put a counter on that. Swing for 2. And then we still have the ability to play Hobbling Zombie. No Coven. Currently no Coven. Not interested in blocking. Thank you very much. Tap, tap, tap. Go to 14. Well, Flesh Taker's good, but it's not that good. So, hobbles. Nets us a life. Puts a counter on the champion. Attack for 2. And I know what you're thinking. You can drain for 2 because you have 6 creatures. I don't want to do that. I want a 4th land. Really, really badly. How lovely. Well, nothing I can do about that. Now is there? Why they didn't target the death touching creature, I don't know. It becomes a 4/4, sure, when the death toucher dies, but it's still a death toucher. So it makes attacking into me awkward. Unless they have Flare of Faith or whatever. Faith's Flare, I forget what the card's called, but that card. Well, they get a basic land tapped. Do you want to send some of that? At least that one land my way? Because I'll take it. 1, 2, 3. Buckle my shoe. Well, we got it. Flying and Menace, if you ask me, are the better uses of that card. Because these both have evasion. And so again, you have to remove a 2/2 Death Toucher. Okay. 6 mana Collected Company. They get a life. They get another life after Dawnheart resolves. Alright, and then they can pump things. This much is true. But I don't know how effective that will be for them. Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. I mean, if they double block the right way, then I don't kill anything. But even so, it's like, I'm trying to at least turn Coven off. That's fine. So they kill it. And I chew through some creatures. They still have Coven. But I at least got through some bodies. This is only a 1/1 flyer, so it's a chump blocker. Now, they gain life when creatures leave the battlefield if they play it. Okay. So they have a means of blocking the flyer, sure. This is true. Still have Coven, unfortunately. Dawnheart Mentor costs 6. Yes. So that's a miscalculation in my mind on their part. I'm not going to play out the Flesh Taker just yet. Because here we go. Banebane Sentinel will kill anything that blocks it. If you don't block the flyer, I just drain you for 2. Yes. Yes. Clear shot. Wunderbar. Okay. Nothing I can do about that. Yep, they traded off. You gained a life. Alright. Good for you. But what do? Gain 3 life. 2 life, whatever. The life gain that they're throwing at us is annoying. I will give them that. But I drain you for 2. They need 8 to flash it back. So they don't have 8. They only have 7. Land makes it 8. Dryad's Revival for clear shot. Great. Alright, so you clear shot something. What are you going to clear shot? Probably the Flesh Taker while I'm tapped down. I assume. I punted that. Apologies. But anyway. It's a bite, not a fight. Yeah, whatever. It's a stupid attack, but you know, it forces them to use that clear shot. Because I can just start going, sack everything to this. And make life happen. I still probably will do just that, but let's go. Okay. What's the plan? They're taking 3, 4. So they go to 2, which is where the punt is annoying, but oh well. So clear shot is targeting the hobbling zombie. Okay. Well, can I sacrifice? Get a 2/2. And a life. Doing this doesn't do me any good, but I'm just gonna do it. Just to clear off the top of my deck. And then I'm going to do that again, just to clear off see what's on the top of my deck. Yeah, I don't want a plains. I'm only looking for gas. So if they drew a land, then they get 2 3/3s and 2 life. Consuming blob. Power equal to the number of card types in your graveyard, so it's a Tarmogoyf in that regard. At the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze, so it makes it another body. Interesting. Well, there we go. We drew the board wipe. Well. Again, this is where the punt with the siege zombie is kind of annoying. But here we go. I can cast it if they trade everything off, I'm pretty sure. Because it's casts for 8, I want to say. And so long as there's a creature on the battlefield, then I don't tap him properly here. I'm sitting on 6 mana. So, no matter what, I'll be able to... Unfortunately, again, they're 1 mana away from some shenanigans happening with ants. But actually, if I wipe the board, they're 2 mana away. So, sure. I'm not really incentivized to do anything in that regard, so here we go. You gain some life. I gain some life. Decayed triggers, decayed triggers. That's a zombie. But it's not a helpful zombie. And that's a land. Okay. That's as far as I go. Start from scratch. I'm pretty sure we lose here, but, like, I had to wipe their board. But if we can get... No, we only have the 1 interloper, that's right. But Diagraph Horde, maybe? Because that gives us bodies. We already used our werewolf. Oh, there's a second siege zombie. He isn't going to do much. But they got the mana now that they can... Ants. And then we don't... Yeah. Yeah, alright. I'm just going to scoop. Because I don't think we... I mean... I don't think we recover from that. We have the life total advantage, but... I kind of punted with the zombies. If I on their end step. Like, I think that 2 damage would have made a big difference. Granted, they were at 6, but, you know, again, I think by the time I did that and the attack that I made, that 2 damage would have made a difference. Definitely would have made a difference. Midnight Hunt. Whoa. Yeah, look at all that sweet, sweet gems. It's more, this is what happens when you craft. Up to a point, you just go in and you craft everything. Up to a point. I mean, I got the vault progress. That's not a big deal. There's definitely still gaps here. But it gave it to me, so cool. Ran into a card that I already had. See, Day of Judgment. I did not already have a Day of Judgment because it's in the Mystical Archive. And Mystical Archive cards just eat up your wild card. Za, plural. Old Growth Troll. I didn't draft a lot of Kaldheim. It wasn't a fun set. It's got a lot of value, surprisingly, because again, if you go out and look at like TCG, it's Goldspan Dragon and like a couple of the gods and like Toski. I think Showcase Toski or something. Like there's value out there within Kaldheim. So anyway, I'm gonna open my vault just because I'm at 300 progress. So woo there. I'm now down to 200 progress. But look at me. And I'm at level 51. So gosh golly, Ziminy Jippity Doo Batman. Here we are. I need to gain 9 more levels. But we did unlock... Oh, we raised a level, so sure. We'll get the Beloved Beggar. He's the hit or miss card, too. Like, he's a good card, but he's hit or miss. Because he... Typically, your opponents aren't going to swing into him. And then let you get him. Sure, we'll get some stickers for... that I will never use because I have emotes turned off. Same goes for this one. So long as I'm using gold, who cares? Vampire Rogue. Alright, that's probably as far as I'm going to go. I don't think there's anything else in here that jumps out to me. Nope. Nothing else in the daily deals. You can get the bundle. Get all the werewolves. At least the cool werewolves. With showcase frames. And all the showcase frames on the Innistrad. That's actually... So as cool as these are, like, I don't think it's that cool in Arena. Like, Arena's not the place for this. My opinion, at least. But anyway. I won't dibble-dabble for too long. That's going to be the stream. Because I'm not going to go into another draft. It's 12:30 or something here. What is it? Yeah, 12:43. So yeah, I'm not going to go into another stream. Heads up. Or go into another draft for the stream today. I'm just going to end it here. But thank you for joining us. Aten, Bing Cortana, and Shypuff. And then briefly the few other people who came in. So much appreciated. It's been a pleasure. Like I say, I am struggling right now just in my life. So I'm happy that I was able to stream after a week's absence, but I can't guarantee when the next one's going to be. I might be able to do one tomorrow, and I might be able to do one Friday. Who's to say? But I'm just mentioning that so, y'all know. But just for the record, if you do want to shoot some donations my way, that's up to you. Obviously, you don't have to, but it would be much appreciated if you did. I'm not going to start a GoFundMe or anything like that, but you can send money to me via PayPal. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel and want to see more, and the money will go directly into into repairing some aspects of my life, but effectively into the channel as well. Because the quicker I can fix those things, the quicker I can spend my time here on the channel and invest it into making this a lot better of a product. Webcam, microphone, all that jazz. But those come secondary to my car. Because I can't get anywhere without that. But tangent aside, if you want to send me money on PayPal, it's Tanner4. My email is tanner4@sbcglobal.net. That's my PayPal email. So I appreciate it. You don't have to. It's not like I'm putting this behind a paywall or anything. You're watching it for free. But if you do want to send money to me via PayPal, Tanner4@sbcglobal.net. And that's TANNER number 4 at sbcglobal.net. Anyway, thank you for joining us. The Facebook channel is Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel now. And follow on Twitch or subscribe on Twitch. It's all very well and good and makes me feel good seeing that you guys are following and like it. And that's why I want to stream to, just make a better product for you guys and be there for you guys. Even if it's just background noise while you're stuck at work, sitting at a computer. While I sit at a computer. I want to be able to provide that. So, thank you very much, and